Hey guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I have been giving some thought about the type of videos that I want to share going forward. And the whole purpose of my channel and why I even share videos is ultimately to inspire you guys, to give you guys some ideas to put to use in your pages, but really just to spark that desire to even get creative in your pages. In that process, I want to share things that have worked for me, things that obviously I've been able to put into practice and I feel like have helped me stay consistent or just inspired me. So as I broke it down to the very earliest step, I feel like the first thing that I do that has worked well for me is to curate a little group of supplies that I use for a period of time. I'm getting kind of clever and I'm going to call this my crafty capsule. I don't know if you guys are familiar with capsule wardrobes. The idea is to narrow yourself down to a few select things that all kind of play nicely together, and you get creative in that process by creating outfits. Obviously, I think it translates onto your pages because you've selected some supplies, you all work together, and it allows you just the freedom to be creative on your pages. Obviously, everyone's crafty capsule is going to look a little bit different, and the goal of this is not for me to say, this is my crafty capsule, now go track down all these pieces. You might find something in there that you want to add to your collection, but the idea is that you put together your own, I put together my own, we create all month, and we see what we can get done. My capsules are going to include some type of a kit. I find that getting a fresh batch of supplies every month is just so invigorating. I feel like it is fun to flip through the things. It just sparks ideas, different than if I were to try to use the same exact things all year long. So for me, that's something that I'm able to work into my budget. I'm able to prioritize, and I really do love that shot in the arm of creativity each month. Another thing that I'll be doing is pulling out stamps. I have a decent amount of stamps. I can kind of show you guys those at a later date. I don't feel like I have bazillions, but I have a good selection that I can pull from. I hate the thought of stamps being tucked away and not getting used. So I'm really excited about the idea of each month kind of going through my stash and selecting a few that maybe I haven't used for a while and seeing if I want to keep them. If they're sitting there and I'm not using them, then I either need to get rid of them or I need to work them into my pages. So I'm excited about this concept. Each month I'll be pulling out some inks. I have a good selection of inks. I just hung these the other day. I'm really proud of myself. So those are always fun for me to throw in, depending on whatever colors are in the kit that I receive. And what else? I will be just working in any of the other little things I have in my stash. I don't keep a ton of stickers and things on hand. So that's part of why I really rely on that monthly kit as an influx of okay, here's some new things. I just keep on hand really basics. I print my own little label stickers or things that I can work in with other items, but they're not necessarily standalone, interesting things. I hope that makes sense. So then the idea is just that you gather these supplies and you use the heck out of them. And I'm totally down for that. I feel like last month, as I was using my rainbow colors all through December, I really enjoyed the process. By the end of the month, I was a little bit over it. So I'll be kind of interested to see at what day am I going to be just I'm done. I don't want to use these products anymore. So far, we're day 9 and I'm doing great. I'm really still motivated to pull all the things that I have selected. So I think that will be just kind of an interesting tell as we go through this process. So the idea behind this is just that I'll share my products that I'm going to be using. It kind of holds me accountable too, in a way. And then I will share with you a video of using the products in my planner, kind of as a planner setup. Then I'll show you some type of a process video where I'm using these products in my creative journal. And I can do a flip through my creative journal in its whole at the end of the month. Probably that would be the best way for you to get to see the products and how they lasted. If I came up with any fun ways to use them throughout the month, we'll see. And then I also need to kind of process the end of the month. What am I going to do with all the pieces? Am I saving some for my stash? Am I giving them away? What am I doing? So I'm kind of curious to see how that will work. I don't have a strong plan in mind. If there's things that I can give away to some of you viewers and you're interested in receiving them at the end of the month, cool. We'll see how that goes. I'm terrible, I hate going to the post office, so that's kind of an interesting thing for me to throw out there because I hate mailing things, but I digress. So let's flip the camera around. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm looking at every day, what's staring back at me, and how I'm able to kind of glance out and see the things that ooh. And then I will share some little tips along the way too in my process videos of, things that I feel help me go from a blank page to creating something out of nothing. First things first, like I already mentioned, I have subscribed to the Cocoa Daisy kit. And I say kit, but there's a bazillion to choose from. So this month I did the stationery kit, the journaling kit, scrapbooking kit, and then I picked up a creative kit online from their buy, sell, trade group. So I have a lot of stuff, and I have touched on this in a previous video, so sorry if that's repetitive, but that's kind of what you're seeing here. I have different stickers, I have rub-ons, I have papers, I have a lot of things tucked away here. I'll kind of angle it so you can see it better, and a lot of these little die-cut stickers. Again, not going to go into detail over each and every product, but some of the kits came with washi. These 4 are all from Cocoa Daisy. These 3 here are from an Archer and Olive quarterly subscription kit that I picked up, and I thought, oh gosh, those were perfect. They're not matchy-matchy, but they definitely go with the kit, so love that. And then I set aside a little Coffee Monster Co. washi as well. I think it's really fun to take kind of her cutesy graphics and to mix those in with the florals and like lacy patterns of the other washi. Another thing that I have used in addition to the Cocoa Daisy kit is I've set out Skosh stacked dates. I've been using these on my pages each day. They are absolutely standalone items. They look fine all by themselves, but they're fun to work into a little collage or a little grouping for me, so I've been enjoying those. I have a few little Coffee Monster Co. stickers that are kind of those blues and browns that I've been working in. Then I have my stamping blocks right here handy. I like that they're right out front. I can see them. I know where they go back after I'm done using them, because that's usually I'm like, where did I leave that? So they're all here handy. And then I have a few little stamps set aside here too. I have 3 that are like a little bit January specific. They're from Studio Calico, kind of relating to the new year. And then I also have some basics, like this is the double digit small from Carrie Bradford Studio. These are Just Another Day small and By the Day Carrie Bradford. All of these, I don't know the availability, but if they are still available, I will link them in my description box. These are no longer available. I do know that. Since I just touched on stamps, I'll go ahead and show you the other stamps that I have. First of all, let's just look at this cute little white Toyo. It's like a little toolbox. This little button came in one of my Cocoa Daisy kits, so I magnetized that and it sticks right there to the box. I thought that was pretty cute. I picked that up at the Container Store recently. But basically, I use alphas all the time. I use them to stamp little titles. I don't love my own lettering, and so stamps are my go-to. Like if I want something to look crisp and nice and colorful on a page, I choose stamps. These are called Savannah. They're from Carrie Bradford Studio. They are just a really nice small alpha. You can probably track down something similar elsewhere because these are no longer available. Then I had initially set these guys aside. These are the Max Alpha and Outline from Carrie Bradford Studio, and they're just really big. I used them a lot in my previous year's journal because I had really big pages, and I'm figuring out that this month I haven't been reaching for these very much because I've downsized to a little B6 journal, and I don't think I have that much space. Not to say I would never use them, there may be a time and place, but definitely not like using those for titles. So I'll keep that in mind as I purchase new stamps and as I select the next month's stamps. I will probably gear towards smaller ones. These guys are just a smaller version of that same stamp. They're also from Carrie Bradford Studio. These are a recent release from Carrie Bradford Studio, so they should still be available, and they're a nice size for my little B6. So we have Max Small, Max Outline Small. Then I am not limiting myself to only these numbers, but I do like these numbers. I like the outline and solids. I love the fact that all of the months of the year and days of the week are here. Just never know when you want to add those in there. And I have along those lines, this is a staple that I use all the time. It's no longer available. I'm sorry. I'll keep an eye out if I ever see something similar and let you guys know, but it's definitely a really good staple. And then this one is called Keeping Record, and I don't know if it's available or not, but I've been using this kind of as a background stamp. So if I want to create a little collage, I just stamp this first, layer stickers, layer other washi, other things around them. You'll get to see examples of that on my process video, and then for sure like in my flip. Sorry about the glare, you guys. That's super annoying, but I gotta use my lights. So these are what I have on hand. What I want to point out about that is that a couple of things. Number one, the goal is not for me to not use my other stamps. So the goal is to use these this month to really focus on these, give them some love. But if I think of something else that I want to pull out, obviously I'm going to do that. So it's not like a limiting thing, it's just kind of like a focus thing. So I'm focusing on these, but if I see something or I have, a topic that I have a stamp set for that just clicks, I'm going to pull those. So I wanted to mention that. It's like, don't limit yourself, but like limit yourself. And then the other thing is that if you're building your stamp collection, maybe you're just getting started out, I can't overemphasize, like, just finding some really basic alphas, some really neutral backgrounds, some really, basic staples and numbers. I feel like these can be used every day of your year versus getting something that's really, seasonal or topical, I guess. I'm just a huge fan of generic, functional, general, evergreen stamps, if you will. Like, you can use them over and over and over. So as you build, I'd say, like, prioritize these and then obviously sprinkle in some of the other ones. They're fun. But that's something that I've realized about myself is, like, what I use a lot of are the basics. What I use occasionally are the little frilly ones, So just keep that in mind. These are the inks I have set out this month. And I have just added that one because I used a piece of the Cocoa Daisy paper and it was kind of that color, so I wanted to incorporate it. But it's kind of a sideliner. Like, I feel like it's partly a part of this. This Glacier, Juniper Mist, Stone Blue, Cove Blue, Sandcastle are all from Catherine Pooler. They're part of her Spa collection inks, and I really like them. They're not crisp colors. They're kind of muted, a little bit soft, and I just think they look so good with the kit. It just has all worked out really well. I'm not going to say they're all exact matches, but I don't care. They don't need to be exact. They just kind of need to be in the same family. I pulled this one out. This is like a crisper blue. You can see it's like cooler, crisper, periwinkle, and I've just added that in a little bit. It goes, there's some lighter color blues in the kits, so it works with that. But those are kind of like my secondary colors. And then I always use the Color Theory Inky Black. This is a favorite black. I also use the Memento ink occasionally, but this is the one I just have sitting out at my desk. So if I want like a really nice crisp image, I'm going to go with this black. I feel like it just is reliable for me. Here in my top drawer, I just have this simple little tray, and it's just basically items from my stash. So this is like, I don't have a lot of stash. I do sort my stash by color so that when it goes time to, start a new kit, I will just put these back in a different drawer with all the other colors, and then I will select stickers that work with my new kit. I just keep a lot of labels. I printed the Studio Calico digital labels. I used to buy those all the time, and I print them on clear sticker paper. I think I'm going to do a couple of these with the white vinyl sticker paper because I feel like it would be nice to have some that aren't see-through, just as a variety to have on hand. But those are like my blue labels, just my like blue stickers. If a piece from the kit ends up here, that's fine too, but this is kind of my stashy pieces, things I had on hand. Here's like my brown labels and brown things from my stash. And then this is just for like any oversized pieces that aren't going to fit in here. I will mention that I normally would put the Cat Collage Club kind of in my current kit, like of things to use. But this month, Hiba also by Creates, and the Cat Collage Club released a pet tape. I'll grab the actual roll here. It's a really nice long roll, and I've been using a lot of these. So you can see a lot of missing pieces. I started to just cut them out because there were so many empty spots. Those have been really fun to use this month. I think she sold out her first release, but she's restocking. So if you haven't seen those yet and would like to get a roll, they're really cute. And they're really fun because they're kind of just everyday stickers, like things you do on the daily. So it's really easy to work these types of stickers into a journal because they kind of just cover like what average people do in a day. Nothing spectacular, no trips to Disneyland. It's just like, yeah, I folded my clothes, like yay. And then I always have the other Cat Collage kit stickers. Once I have kind of cut apart the sheet that I printed, I do categorize them by topic, kind of things that I might grab, like food and drink or work or books or busy doing. I just tried to put it into categories that made sense to me. So those are kind of easy for me to track down after the fact. And if they were a really strong color or just like a color, if it makes sense to use it, it's generic enough that it's just like a color I might want to add, I'll throw them down like in my color trays. But if they're more topical, then I throw them in here. I primarily print all of my stickers onto Avery clear sticker paper. I always have that linked in my description box. I do get that question a lot. So I hope that kind of gets you guys excited to go and rifle through your own stash and see what you've got and what you can pull together. I love the idea of pulling things by color to kind of just coordinate and see what can work together. I love using unexpected things together, kind of like I mentioned, the Coffee Monster Co. washi with really pretty florals. I really like that juxtaposition. So I think it's fun to mix and mingle a little bit inside our pages. I got a little out of order this month, but I've already shared these products being put to use in my planner. I've shown you some setup pages for my creative journal. I do have another process video coming up showing, like putting together a daily spread in my journal, so be watching for that. And otherwise, I'm going to be like basically sharing my February crafty capsule pretty soon. It's crazy that I'm already starting to think about that. My kit arrived, so I'll start to pull some items together and match up some inks and see where we go from there. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you liking it. I would be thrilled if you chose to subscribe. And otherwise, I hope that you guys get a chance to do something creative today. Take care.